That's why Mike's for here. Put it close.
I guess a good idea.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We're just out here at Main Street Broken Arrow in front of STG. Just got some coffee, and I'm here with Felix Vargas. And today we're going to talk about 7 ways to buy your next home with state, federal funds. Free money, people. Let's get all about it. My name's Andrew Coles. I owner of Mod City Properties, a realtor, and I am here with Felix Vargas. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Felix. I'm with Bank of Oklahoma Mortgage. I have been for the past 5 years, and what I do now is I help people get into homes.
What? Keep talking.
Having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, let me share this post really quick.
Hang in there, peep. It's gonna be a really good video on how to buy a house with no down payment.
So if you can hear us and see us okay, could you give us a comment or just click the wow emoji or something like that? We'd really appreciate it. Just making sure we can see everything okay. I'm going to share this really quick on my Facebook page.
Okay, looks like we're going.
All right, so one of the questions we want to ask right now is, with everybody joining us, is are you guys looking for a home? Today's topic is about buying a home and not having to put money down or having to try to figure out a bunch of ways to come up with cash to close on a house. So Felix is going to talk to us today about getting it approved, but not just getting it approved, but also finding money to help you purchase your next home. Like earlier I was saying, I'm a realtor, and I've been actually working for builders and helping buyers buy homes for the past 10 years. And one of the things that I focused a lot on was helping people buy homes for the first time. And I know one of the advantages of using some of these federal programs is that you can get a builder to pay your closing costs and then use some of these federal funds to cover your down payment. And so basically you're moving into a house without having to pay any money up front. Takes all the excuses out of buying a home. And so I know people that are typically renting, they want to purchase a home, but a lot of times they don't have the resources to go ahead and get it going. So that's what this subject's all about today. And we're going to jump right into some of the content here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment and we'll answer them as soon as we can.
All right, guys. So the idea for this video was to help first-time home buyers buy a house. Who is a first-time home buyer? A first-time home buyer is somebody that has not owned a property in the last 3 years. So there's a huge misconception that if you've bought a house ever, then you're no longer a first-time home buyer. Excuse me, that's not the case. As long as you haven't owned property in the last 3 years, that would make you a first-time home buyer if you were decided to buy a house. I get tons of questions. Some of the questions that I get from first-time home buyers are things like they don't know where to start, they don't know how much payment they need, they don't know what kind of credit score they have to have. So we're going to address all of these questions. Also, how much are closing costs. I have also they ask if we have any programs that will help with their down payment. That's mainly what this video is going to be about. So let's get into it. So 7 ways to buy a house with no down payment. The first one is with state funds. Tulsa Turnkey Program is as long as you buy in the Tulsa County, they will help you with 3.5% down payment. You have to have a 640 credit score. They do have income limits. I think it's like around $82,000 per year. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer to qualify for this product. So this is a really great product because you don't have to be a first-time home buyer or anything like that. The other one is OFA. OFA is Oklahoma Housing Financial Authority. They will help you with 3.5% down payment or 5% down payment if you want to go FHA or conventional. If you're a teacher, police, or firefighter, you don't need to be a first-time home buyer to qualify for this particular product.
All right, so let me recap just where we're at. We got 2 of them down right now. The first one,
Tulsa Turnkey Program.
Tulsa Turnkey Program. And how much down payment? I mean, do you know, is it a percentage or how does that work?
3.5% down payment, which is what FHA requires.
Okay, so it covers all of your down payment, basically.
Correct.
And then the second one said OFA,
OFA.
right? And that same type of
Correct.
deal?
It covers 3.5% or 5%. They have a couple of different products. They have a gold, and then they have a OFA Dream, and then the Dream can help you with 5% or 3.5%, and you can buy a home with a conventional loan. And then OFA Gold helps you with 3.5%, and that one you can use for an FHA loan.
So basically, the OFA money, if you're wanting to get a little extra and do like a conventional, it's kind of a better way to go. Is that what you're saying?
It can, yeah, it can be.
And
so
do both of these that we've covered so far, do they have income limitations?
They do.
Okay.
The OFA one, it will be based on where the house is located, because that one does work all over the state. So depending on where the house is, it'll have income limits. The Tulsa Turnkey Program is in Tulsa County, and that one caps at 82 and some change per year.
So there's a lot of people that would qualify for both of those, especially first-time home buyers. A lot of times they're making under 100. So
yeah, and the cool thing with these programs is that because they can pay for, or they can help you with the down payment, you as or real estate agents can essentially negotiate for the closing costs. So with these programs, we can let people in with very, very little money down, and then the seller can essentially cover the closing costs.
Cool. So now we're on number 3.
Number 3 is going to be the Home Ready and Home Possible. So these are down payment assistance. So generally, a conventional loan would require 5% down payment. With these programs, you can actually get in with 3% down payment. These programs are great. Also, you can use what is called it just escaped me. But if you're living with relatives, or if you have a roommate, you can actually increase your debt to income with their income. You can supplement the debt to income on this loan with their income.
Okay, so if someone's paying part of the payment, is what you're saying? Like
correct. Yeah, if you have roommates,
you can count it as your income.
Correct. Yeah. You can essentially help. You can increase the debts allowed on the file. So if you have more debt, you can essentially generally they'll cap out at 45% debt to income. Mm-hmm. If you have a roommate, or if you're living with your parents and they're on Social Security, you can kind of supplement and increase that to 50%.
Okay, awesome. So if you guys don't know what debt to income ratio is, you should probably contact Felix, but simple as how much income do you have, how much debt do you have?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's really important to know what that is, because essentially that helps us see whether you can essentially afford the house, and that's why it's really important before you go home shopping to just get pre-qualified. That way you know exactly what you can afford before you make an offer.
Okay, excellent.
Where
are we on? Number 4.
Yes. We talked about Home Possible, which is a down payment assistance for Freddie Mac, and then we have Home Ready, which is home down payment assistance for Fannie Mae. They both allow 3% down payment. So there's 4 and 5. And number 6. So this one is actually one that I feel very strong about, is VA loans.
Okay.
Which is actually the best loan that you can have. It's a VA loan. No PMI, which is another one of those things it's a mortgage acronym, but every loan has it unless you put 20% down payment. With a VA loan, you don't pay PMI, you don't pay down payment. VAs allow for lower credit, so it has an easier acquisition cost, and also it allows for the seller to pay for the closing costs.
So what is PMI? In case nobody knows.
It's private mortgage insurance. It really doesn't help the buyer or the borrower. It only essentially covers the lender. It's something that all loans have, no matter where.
But don't they get money for interest off your loan?
Say that again?
I'm being funny here. Aren't they already getting paid from all the interest on your loan?
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, so PMI...
So you guys are double dipping is what you're saying.
It's an insurance. What it is just kind of really briefly, is let's say that you buy a house that's worth $100,000, and then for some reason you can't make the payments, and we have to essentially take the house back. If we were to sell it if we were to sell it and say that we get 80 for it, PMI covers us for that difference.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. Unless you put 20% down payment, you have to pay PMI. Unfortunately, it's something that you can't get around. So unless it's a VA loan, VA loans they don't pay PMI. So
Okay.
apples to apples, if you go with a VA loan compared to a regular FHA loan, the payment's going to be lower in a VA because they don't have that PMI payment.
Gotcha. So what does, say like on a house that's 200,000, what would PMI average kind of be?
Sure.
Getting all technical here, but I think it's important to know, because basically what you're saying is if you're a veteran and you can get approved for a VA loan, you eliminate this off your payment, right?
Correct. So if let's say that on a regular FHA loan, if you put $200,000 loan, you're going to be, the PMI portion of your payment is going to be $141. If you do a VA loan, you don't have to pay that at all.
Okay.
So it does make a
That
huge
saves quite a
difference.
bit on your payment, which means you could possibly even get more house, basically, right?
Correct.
As
Yeah.
long as you approve.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, and then the last one is the USDA rural development loans, which you know exactly what that is. But so what it is essentially if you live in an area that's considered a rural area, you can get into a house in that area with zero money down. They do have credit requirements and income requirements, but that also changes depending on how many people you have in the household and where the house is located also.
Okay. So that's, as you brought up, kind of a loan program that's been near and dear to my heart over the last few years. We're selling homes in many areas that are rural development qualified, which typically is more rural, obviously, but some of the areas I can speak of that I know still rural development, Wagner County, there's areas in Wagner County that is still popular in Broken Arrow schools, and you're able to basically buy a house, no money down. And the thing that I always liked was with builders, it doesn't even have to be builders, I guess, people who are selling their house, if they pay your closing costs and you don't have a down payment, you can buy a house with zero down payment, zero closing costs. And that's pretty amazing because, typically a lot of those houses, their payments were around $1,000 a month. And I know a lot of people are paying that in rent, and so it's a pretty neat program. If you guys are interested in figuring out like what areas, again, contact Felix. But there's maps online you can look at, but it is very unique areas. Not everybody knows what areas do qualify for them. I know Wasso just recently, didn't they get rid of an area that was rural? I don't know if you heard about that, but they got rid of it.
They do change the maps and they update the maps. So
Yeah.
so give me a call. What we can do is we can go to their website, type in the address, and essentially it'll tell us whether it qualifies or not. So it's really easy to find out.
Okay, so if you guys got your eye on a property and you need to know if it's approved for rural development,
Give me a call.
call this guy.
Uh,
What's your phone number in case people want to get in touch with you?
So my office number is 918-893-9418. It's 918-893-9418.
So text, call Felix with any questions. Did anybody have any questions right now that maybe we could go over? Maybe if you guys didn't catch part of the 7 ways you can get free money. I like calling it free money. Go ahead and leave us a comment. And something else that I always like to cover is next week we're going to be doing another video Saturday morning, and I think it really ties into what we're covering today, which is how to get approved. And when I say how to get approved, more importantly, how to fix your credit. Like if you have outstanding collections or your credit score is just not where it needs to be to get approved. Another topic we're going to cover in the same area is income requirements, because I know people have questions on, do they make enough money? How do they, especially people who are self-employed, how do I say how much I make? Because a lot of times when you're self-employed, it's not clear and cut. And so that's something else we're going to cover. But basically all things required to get approved for a loan, and more importantly, how we can help you fix your credit or help you get approved if it's not easy for you.
And we do those all the time. I see people that they'll come into my office, we'll look at their credit, and it's not where they need it to be. We put a plan in place, and we revisit the file 3 to 6 months out. And generally, if the plan is a good plan and they stick to it, we can get them into houses for sure.
Awesome. Well, I know that something that I like to just throw out there right now is that I've known Felix for a very long time, and one of the things that I like about Felix is he generally cares about his buyers, the people applying for his loans. It's more than just, getting a paycheck and getting somebody approved and out the door. That, not every lender is going to spend the time with you to hold your hand through getting your credit repaired but I've seen him walk many people through that program, and I just throw that out there that you can trust him. And I know sometimes I've talked to people who have credit issues and they're scared because they don't want a bank to find out where they're at, right? And what would you say if someone told you they were a little bit worried about applying because they didn't want to get turned down?
Well, we can definitely take a look at it. Unless you try, there's no way that we can know. I do understand that some people, and I've had a lot of people that check Credit Karma and they think they have bad credit, and Credit Karma is not a reliable source. So the only way to find out is to put in that application, and I can tell you exactly where you're at. And whether you get approved or not, we can tell you why. We can definitely put a plan in place if for some reason you don't get approved.
Awesome. Well, we're going to cover that in depth next week. So if you guys are interested in that, please join us. Or better yet, if you even have a friend who's been, wanting to buy a house and doesn't know how to do it, Felix would definitely be the right person for them. And something that I know a lot of people do bring up too is they don't want their credit pulled. And I think we covered that last week. But again, if you're worried about pulling your credit with Felix, what would you say about that?
You can go directly to the credit bureau, Equifax.com, Experian.com, TransUnion.com, and you can actually check your own credit. It's a soft pull, so it doesn't hurt your credit at all, and you should be able to do this once a year at no cost.
Awesome.
You're encouraged to do it because that way you can know if for some reason somebody maybe has taken a credit card in your name. It's a great way to know what's going on with your credit.
All right. Well, and just, to wrap up about me, like I said, I'm a realtor, and today and tomorrow I'm going to be holding a house open at Shadow Trails. It's a community that's off 121st and 129th. If you know where the Warren Theater is, it's right by the Warren Theater. And it's a brand new house that Rural Construction built. And we've got many different models. If you're interested in seeing any of them, please give me a call at 918-515-0886. Give me a text. And also you can check out my website to find out more about me. My website is modcity360.com. That's modcity360.com.
So it looks like we just got a question. This one came into my private messages here. So I have a friend of mine that's a recent college grad. So if you're a recent college grad, you can actually use your education. If you started at your job, we can use your college education as work history essentially. So if you're a recent college grad and you have a job in your field, we can definitely look into that option.
Awesome. I know when people bring up college, student loans come in right away, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So one of the things that I remember about student loans is you have deferred loans and you have, active. I don't know what the other term is for it, but so if someone's currently paying a loan, they count that towards their debt. How does that work with these programs?
Yeah. So if you have college debt, which I have college debt, if you're not making any payments, if they're currently in forbearance, we use 1% of the balance as a monthly payment. If you have a payment, we use your payment. But we can. We also have one thing that I forgot to mention is the Housing Partners of Tulsa. That's another down payment assistance. I think we kind of went over that. We didn't go over that one, but with this one, they can actually help you with a 3.5% down payment or $5,000, and they actually don't take your student loan debt as part of your monthly debts.
Okay.
So it's a great product.
So as you can see, there's many different ways to get you approved for the down payment assistance as well as some of these different loans. A lot of it's talking to someone who knows how to navigate through all those different products. So I don't know if I got anything else. You got anything else?
Yeah, you know what? In closing, we just came out with our 21-day guarantee. So we guarantee you to be closed in 21 days.
That's pretty fast.
That is pretty fast. We've had a lot of operational enhancements that really allowed us to streamline this process. Hey guys, so just to recap, the 7 ways you don't have to have a down payment is 1, the Tulsa Turnkey Program. 2, the Home Possible by Freddie Mac. 3, Home Ready by Fannie Mae. 4, OFA Gold and OFA Dream. 5, Tulsa or Housing Partners of Tulsa, which helps you with 3.5%. Then you have 6, VA loans, and 7, the rural development loans.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us out here at Main Street. Hopefully you could hear us all right. I know it's kind of crazy out here, but we're definitely enjoying our coffee. So if you guys are interested, feel free to give me a call or text at 918-515-0886. And what was your number again?
My office number is 918-893-9418, or my cell phone is 918-534-7659.
All right. You guys have a great day, and we're going to be rebroadcasting this video. And if you guys got any more questions, feel free to leave comments below. If there's a subject matter that you really want to hear about, we're going to be doing these weekly. So just leave comment below the video, and we'll make sure and cover that on one of the next live streams we do.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks.